Hey friends, welcome to my channel. If you want to learn about ADF, also known as alternate day fasting, this is the channel for you. In this channel, I share all things ADF, all the gems I learned when I did it, how was the process for me, how were my meals and exercise or the lack thereof. And if this is something that you are considering or you want to learn more, follow and subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes. Hi, my name is Patty. I did ADF starting, it was last year, 2025, and I lost 20 pounds, between 20 and 25 pounds in a month and a half, a month and 3 weeks. It was not full 2 months. When I started ADF, I was a bit skeptical because if you don't know, ADF stands for alternate day fasting, and all it means is that you eat one day and you fast the other, and so on and so forth. So for me, I fasted on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I had Tuesdays, Thursdays, and the weekend to feast on my those were my feast days. Um, when I started ADF, I was used to and I knew about fasting. Why, you may ask? Because I'm a Christian, and part of my routine, not something that I did daily, but part of my routine with God is to fast. So I've have the practice of fasting. Actually, if you want to know more how I stumbled into ADF, I would suggest you watch my first video where I talk all about it, how like I stumbled into it and how it was like amazing. So I would definitely check that video. But how I started ADF, for me, it was just like easy. I say easy because it was not, if this is the first time you're hearing about not eating, fasting, you must be like, what? It's hard enough to restrict myself and count calories. How am I gonna manage not eating? And that was not me. However, if it was, I would tell you, give it a try. Just give it a try. I could barely count calories, forget about counting macros. Like what? It's just like it was a task and a half. And for me, it just didn't work. I'm like, I can't. I need to find something simple. For me too, one bad thing about restrictive eating is I keep thinking about what I cannot have, and that was just torture. So when I came across ADF and I learned that I could just um, eat one day without restricting myself, and the next day I just had to like not eat, meaning not think about food. What am I gonna eat? But what am I gonna eat? But just less, or what's like, no, it was too much mental work. And the fact that I had to combine that whole mental work with restrictive eating with exercise, which I am guilty. I know exercise is good for you. I exercise sporadically. It's something I'm trying to implement for my own health, not for weight loss purposes. Very hard, I confess. So if me losing weight was going to depend on exercising, well, let me say this is why I was stuck for many years, because I never exercised consistently enough to see results, because it's not something that I enjoy. Actually, if you go watch my first video, I talk about how then I started doing jiu-jitsu, which I loved. I loved. But again, not consistent enough to see significant like weight loss. So, going back to how to prepare for ADF. If you are new to fasting, and even if you're not, but if you are new to fasting and you want to try this, I would say the first thing I would do is push your breakfast away, like 2 hours at a time for 2 weeks. Do it in a way that after the 2 weeks, you, for example, let's say Monday, you will, if you usually have breakfast at 8, this Monday, you'll have breakfast at 10. But even if that's like, oh my goodness, I have to wait until 10 to have breakfast, then just have it at 9 instead of 10. If you used to have it at 8, maybe push it 1 hour if you think like, ah, oh my goodness, so much. But if you think you're ready, you're full of fire, then just push it like 2 hours. So 10, and then maybe stay there like for 2, 3 days, and then push it to 12. So in that time, right? So as you push your time to have breakfast, right? Regardless if you're gonna do it in 3 days or 5, make sure that in that period that you're not eating, you are drinking water or tea. If you drink coffee, no sugar. So just drink water. Just drink water. And as you continue to go, I would do this for 2 weeks before you actually start ADF. 2 weeks pushing your breakfast further and further and just drinking water. So you're gonna go from not having breakfast to not having breakfast and lunch, but you are drinking water, you are drinking tea, no honey, no sugar, and if coffee, just pure coffee. And then what you want to do is separate it or keep pushing the breakfast, the lunch further back until the second week. Towards the end of the second week, maybe you have 2 or 1 day that you're doing just one meal a day. No, hold on. I would say you're pushing it back until the last day of those 2 weeks, you're doing a full 24-hour fast from, just for easy visualization, from 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. of the next day. So you're gonna prepare 2 weeks by pushing your breakfast further and further, and then your lunch, and then your dinner, until maybe for 3, 4 days you're just doing one meal a day. It's also called OMAD. And uh, you will be reaching one a full 24-hour fast. I don't think you need two full 24 hours fast for you to feel, because just the fact that you're pushing away your breakfast, you will feel hungry. And the whole purpose of this um, process of 2 weeks is because you need to learn to be okay with the feeling of hunger. Why? Because ADF is a mind's game. So what do I mean by that? If you get scared with, oh my god, I'm hungry, what am I gonna do? I'm hungry. You will fail. So you need to to practice. You need to train yourself to feel hungry and be okay with that. Now, what I will share, it was a game changer for me. How did I go from not feeling hungry, right? Because, and imagine, I'm used to fasting and I still felt the hunger. The only thing is, I kind of know how to deal with that. And the secret is water. You need to drink water. But another thing that maybe you don't know, when you go into fasting mode, you're getting into ketosis. And if you don't know what that is, YouTube and the internet has like great explanations about ketosis. And um, when you get into ketosis, you can get keto flu, and that's just some symptoms as if like you're getting sick, right? You can get tremors. You just feel unwell, right? This is what I learned in my research doing ADF. If you have if you drink if you have salt, like just a little bit of tiny salt, not the table salt, but the marine, is it marine, or like the pink salt, the Himalayan pink salt, the thick salt, and you put it a little bit under your tongue and you let it dissolve, and then you drink as much water as you can. The hunger will go away. Not only the hunger will go away, but you putting in minerals into your system. So when you drink a lot of water, you pee a lot, and with the pee, a lot of good stuff comes out as well. So by you having the salt, or you can buy electrolytes. So I'm a simple girl. I'll just get the salt. You are what's the word? You are putting back these minerals that are so important for the functioning of our um, joint circulation and all the good things that minerals are good for. And but it tricks also the stomach, and you won't feel as hungry. Another thing that I learned, it was through a doctor, and I'll put in the description box books and doctors that really go into like all the science behind it, which I will not do because probably I'm gonna give you wrong information. And one other thing that I learned, that it's really good for when you're fasting, is supplementing with magnesium. Now, do your research and see what kind of magnesium you should take. I just took a supplement that had vitamin C, it had zinc, and it had magnesium, and it had complex B vitamins. So it was just like the whole thing. I'm a simple girl, like I'm gonna make my life easier. And I just bought that, and it worked for me. So you something that you should know too, or you should like consider, is if you have any health conditions, definitely consult with your doctor or a medical provider that follows you and knows your history. I don't have any medical diagnosis or any health complications. So for me, it was like pretty straightforward. But if you have anything going on, I would highly suggest that you consult even before fasting, because you want to make sure that you're doing things right. So those are the tips. Those are the tips and the jams that I like would highly recommend. That was like game changer for me. I was able to fast very easy because I was supplementing with electrolytes, aka salt, and magnesium, but I was also taking other supplements, vitamin C, zinc, and I never felt so good. And I only took them, the salt, the extra salt, and the supplements on my fast days, and I think that's important. So only on my fast days, and but I drink water throughout. Every day I drink a lot of water. I can show you like every day. This is 1 liter, which is 40 ounces. I drink 2 of these every day. I have it always with me, making sure that if I don't have it with me, I'm not gonna drink water. That's how inconsistent I am. So, like, even though I've been on this journey for a while now, the bottle has to be next to me in order for me to drink water. I was sick a few months ago, and it was really bad. I think I have to share this story. Um, I got appendicitis, and then it ruptured, and I was hospitalized for 7 days. Like, what? And when I left the hospital, like, I did not have the water bottle with me, and I stopped drinking water for like 2 weeks. Go figure. So it has to be next to me. I would highly recommend you get a bottle of water, so you can like make sure having enough water. Those are my tips. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you want me to talk about other things about ADF. But this is my suggestions on how to start ADF, especially if you've never fasted before. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, friends.